You will become a sushi legend after watching this video. We're gonna start off with some calrose rice. In simple terms, this is just a short grain sushi rice. To get the perfect rice every time, we have to ensure to wash it. Upon washing and agitating, the rice is gonna be very murky like this. You wanna repeatedly rinse off that starch until the water runs clear. To get the perfect sushi rice, I'm gonna go into a rice cooker. But if you don't have one, I've showed you several times on how to make rice on the stovetop. I'm gonna simply cover this rice in water, and into the rice cooker we go. Now we want the sushi rice to be sticky and beautiful. This is what you gotta do. Got a saucepan rolling in on a medium-low heat. To this, I'm gonna go in with some rice vinegar. Remember, we don't want this pan to be way too hot. We're just warming it up. To this, we're gonna add some sugar, and we're just gonna finish off with some salt. If you have a kombu leaf, add it. And fun fact, I've actually received a little bit of training from a sushi chef. To this, he liked to add a little bit of lemon and orange juice. I prefer to keep it simple, and we just want the sugar and salt to melt. Alrighty, let's talk fish. You wanna be using sashimi or sushi grade fish. Don't go to the store and buy any fish that is not safe for raw consumption. If you end up twitching on the floor, that is not my fault. Now, this is gonna be more of a guide on how to make sushi rather than a specific roll. Now, when you make things at home, you have all the control in the world. I hate eating sushi when there's no actual fish in the center, and it's just filled with a lot of cream cheese and fillers that are not actual fish. I don't even have a sushi slicing knife, so I'm using this 9-inch chef knife, and you wanna just think about the blade doing all the work. From the bottom of the blade in one slice, I'm just gonna go across in a nice, beautiful slice. Sharp knife, let it do all the work. Okay, let's talk nori, which is seaweed. I opened the pack right before I wanna use it, and here's a tip that I learned that is so important. This is a whole nori sheet. If you cover the whole thing with rice and roll up your sushi, for the average roll, it's gonna be such a big chunk of rice. Just think about it, more surface area with rice and it's gonna be so much harder to eat. So for your average sushi roll, I'm gonna take 1/3 and slice it right off. Keep in mind, there's a rough and smooth side to the nori. Rice goes on the rough side, although because we're making rolls with rice on the outside, it's not that deep. Honestly, the only special tool that I almost wanna require for you is a bamboo roller. Now to keep this clean, just roll it up in saran wrap. But these rolls are not gonna be very messy, so I'm gonna skip that step. The sushi rice just finished, I'm gonna transfer it to a bowl. We're gonna grab our rice vinegar mixture and just evenly spread it out. We're gonna be careful not to mush and destroy the rice. We do kind of want to separate each grain on its own. We want every single little piece to be covered in that rice vinegar. In order for the rice to remain moist and sticky, we're gonna cover it with a wet paper towel, and we're just gonna let it come to room temperature like this. As you make the sushi, you wanna have all the ingredients prepped. I always keep a bowl of water on the side, and I dip my fingers in when I make the sushi so nothing sticks. First up, we're gonna handle the rice. I'm gonna dip my hands in water. Nori sheets rough side up. I'm gonna grab a ball of rice and center it. You don't wanna push down and mush the rice. You kind of wanna spread it out very gently to the outside corners. You kind of just wanna guide the rice where you want it to go. A very underrated step is hitting this with sesame seeds. I love when the rice is on the outside, so I'm gonna flip it on. On the bottom 1/3 of the nori, go in with your salmon. And because we only need this much, I'm gonna go in with another piece and just slice off what we need. I'm gonna keep it simple with some avocado. Hear me out, rolling this is not as difficult as you think. Be gentle and you'll be just fine. So we're gonna pull from the bottom like this. I kind of like to tuck in the filling and fold it over. Your first fold should have a little bit more room left on the nori. I'm gonna give it a very gentle press. And then I'm gonna fold it one more time and give it another press. It should come out perfect like this. When you are slicing the sushi as a beginner, wet the blade. Every slice, the blade should have a little bit of moisture. What I like to do is slice it in half, take the halves and match them up, and then we're gonna slice that half in half, and then we're gonna slice those quarters into eighths. Bamboo roller goes on them one more time in a nice little press, and now we have final product. And as always, now bismillah. That is fantastic. Use good quality ingredients, and that is better than any sushi you'll have at any restaurant. I hope I made it as easy as possible because I feel like it's not that hard.